What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey. It's Sunday and rainy and definitely sleepy weather. So why am I up? Can't sleep. Yay! Anyway, so I'm going to be back testing. So this might be a long one. So be forewarned. And it's all about the model that I've been trading. And ICT dropped a screenshot of his son's model, which is funny because what he um what he showed for Cameron's model gave me a lot of insights into how to confirm my own, and it's been relatively pretty good. Not relatively, it's been pretty good. In any case, let's get tiny. So, moving myself back to what is this, Monday? All right, so I'm just for funsies under my real paper. Uh, Started the 18th on the 10K and ended the week at 415. Did some silly things on Friday and but very, very good learning experience. So we can run through all that, but I figured I'd start with Monday. So that tiny candle right there. Things I'm gonna add to this, right? Just so I have them as points of reference as we go through this. So we're gonna do daily fair value gap, BC high, and it's going to be line is going to be green, and we're gonna check the coordinates. The low here is 5. Gotta be accurate. Let me grab my glasses. So I dream about this model. Why do glasses never just clean? There's always smudges on them. I'm just gonna stop complaining. Okay. Do the low here, and the high of this is 315.25. Got the window open, so a little cool breeze coming at me, so that's pretty nice. That's the low of that. All right. Oh, well, so we haven't actually exited this space yet. Once we do, then I would expect some sort of turn back up. What am I talking about? We're back to Monday. So that could be a nice little a nice target right there. Other things, small for volume imbalance right there. To note, let me get this out of there. And another one right here. And we've got a SIBI that's been acting as support down here, but we're just going to deal with this day for now. So we're inside of this range. I'm not really expecting a ton. Also, let's grab the calendar for last week. So we had nothing on Monday, so we can just do whatever we want. Now, something that I noticed, actually start with the 1 hour. Something that I noticed, and I want to test that out. So, that 7, 8. Okay. Something I noticed. Come on. From a timing perspective, right? So we're obviously, the order flow at this point is bearish for the moment. And honestly, until we get out of this space, I think taking either would be perfectly acceptable. Okay, so while we're doing that, let's see. So by this point, we've taken out sell side here. And 1 hour buy side would be this high right here, something like that. Okay, and let's drop to a 15-minute. And yeah, so relative equal high is there. We've just taken this out. It is 7:45. All right, so something that, and there's all of this juiciness to play with. So something I'm wondering about. So all of that, we have this little high right here to consider. I'm gonna drop to 3, 2, 1. All right, so I'm gonna zoom in on this, and here's something that's not a bad idea, right? So we've done all of this, taken all of this, and a retracement would not be out of the question. We're just coming up on the 50% space. And can I get down to a 30-second from here? Okay, so if we follow the model, right, it would be a long, yeah, something like that. And we'd have to roll back up. I would say at least that, you know. So we've dropped, had a nice thing. Honestly, I would like to see, actually don't even know what I'm looking at right now. Now I'm just being weird. Okay, so we're going now, so we're gonna look for shorts. Let me go back up to 5 minutes. What are we looking for here? From this price leg down to here, the halfway point would be somewhere up there. Back to that guy. So that'd be okay, like 160 like that. I was just curious because there seems to be a at 8 o'clock, like a spooling where price just kind of moves up. Do you see it? Where you can like expect some kind of move. Now what? How much of it did, you know? Okay. Let's see. It came back down to this 1 minute. Per the model, um, basically need sell side to be taken, then something to confirm that we're continuing up. So for the time being, and I was just curious about the 8 o'clock thing. It's not really the model, right? But look at that. Wow. Okay, so hold on. So let's take a look here. Just out of curiosity. So they did come back. So if we look at the 30-second, like if you waited, they came back in here. Oh, look at it. Came back in here, the order block, the stop under there. And now, just curious, see if they'll come take out that high, something like that. Let's see. Ah, there's this guy. Take that out for sure. So Ice-T was talking about just one contract, right? Actually I need to, nope. Um, uh, Let me test. Well, I guess I could test it with, what, 5, right? So let's draw this back here. Let's buy there, and let's see what that looks like. Not much for 5 contracts. And if I'm being honest with you, as it's making these areas here, my stop would have been moved here. Once it left here, it would have been moved right under here. So let's see. Oh, did it take it out right there? Took the high out? No, it hasn't taken it out, so still expecting a continuation up. Okay. Okay, and then it would have taken it right there. So that's with 5, which is the equivalent of half of a mini. So flatten. So he wants us to use 1, let's add 5. So that's the equivalent of 1 micro. I mean, 1 mini right there. So then, not much drawdown. Stop move once it takes out that high. So that's 5 handles. This will be 10 up here approximately. Hold on to that. Stop would be under here at this point. So then I would be flattening right there, approximately. Okay. But my general expectations would be for them to pull up, but that's not exactly the model, right? So let's roll up onto 930. And so he's saying that you don't need a bias, right? You just need to see where it's reaching. Oh, wow, look at that. So 930 took out that. Beautiful. And I'm curious because the general expectation is before we can do anything, it has to take out the sell side first, and then give us a fair value gap that could be used to roll up, and that would have been this one right here, and a stop below there would have been about that. So if I said my 80 tick stock, plenty of options, and then wait for them to roll up on that. What would that have felt like? So if we like bought right there and 145, oof. That kind of waterfall yum yums. Said yum yums. Now look at this straight up thing. It's not creating any kind of structure. It's just rolling up. Beautiful. Honestly, with this kind of structure, I mean, my stop, I don't know. And let's go to like the 30 seconds right here. Because this is the part that's most important. You gotta wait for it to take some stuff out properly. And then wait for an upward, like on the 30 seconds, fair value gap, and then a stop below here. And that would have served us well. But all right, so we're on a down day and it's 9:38. Now we've just taken buy side. Let me go to the 5 minutes. Okay. So we've just taken buy side. I'm gonna okay, so now we have this 1 minute candle. I'm gonna go to the 30-second one, and I'm waiting for displacement to occur here. So far I've got nothing. Zoom in on this. So this almost because now sell side for me is under these lows. Just gonna bar this. So sell side is, down there. Then we have all of that. There's also the probably a new week opening gap or something in here that's annoying. So then I would be aiming for that. So we're waiting for something to form in here. Okay. So that's the first one right there. Let's see what that short would look like. So I'm gonna put it there. And my stop above here. And let's see how well this works. Let's look at that in the 1 minute. That's weird. Why would it not show up? Why would that not show up on the 30-second? There's nothing there. Okay. Okay. All right. So I want to sell right here. And let's see how this works for me. And I'll keep it simple. There's lows right here. And let's see. Okay. All right, so we just took that low out. So my stop would be like right here, right below here. Let's adjust that. Okay. Let's see here. All the way. This is on the 30 seconds. So how far up can they come? So at this rate, I'm not taking a loss. I don't care what anybody says. So my stop, I'll put myself into just a little bit. So let's see. Oh, ran right back up in it, didn't it? Now if I was being weird, so that looks relatively bullish right there, right? After all of this juicy yum yums. Now let's flatten and back up a hot second, right? If we're following so if we're following the model, right? Right? Let's back up. So Cameron's, what do you say, 40 ticks? No, 10 handles, right? Which is 40 ticks. And you're risking 12 for that. So then when I sold here, that was where I should have just taken profit if I follow the model, just like that. Like temporary model, right? I'm expecting it to come all the way down here, but I can take profits and then I would have had the 410 just to keep it simple. What time is that? It's 9:46. Okay. So let's say we did that. Oops. All right. And now here's where I keep messing up, right? So I took it early right here, right? And then it rolls like right here, and then it rose up and then came back into the 1 minute fair value gap. I'm supposed to, the model says you're supposed to wait for sell side, buy side to be taken, which we see a little bit of here. On the 5 minutes, this is what it looks like. So if I go to the 1 minute and now do like the 30 seconds, so then the fair value gap that forms with a shift after all this is taken is the one that I should be entering off of. So there's this one right here. And for this one, let's go like that. Okay. Technically, above here, that's a lot. But if I'm right, it shouldn't even make it all the way up there. Unless if I aim for this, down here. So let's see. Okay. And I'm going to sell here. All right. So let's see what that looks like. It's ugly. Okay. All about the heat that I'm taking. All right, and this is on the 30 seconds, so it's gonna look and feel kind of mean. Don't need to watch it on here. We watch it on like say the 1 minute or something. That's what that looks like. Ooh. Well, there's this fair value gap on the 1 minute, which would have been a better entry because we know it's continuing down, just being annoying. Oh, that is what? Is this the buy side that needed to have been handled? Uh, Again, if I'd followed the model, like I said, 60 ticks would have been right there, and I wouldn't have dealt with, would have gotten, not even 60 ticks. So 5 handles, 20 ticks, 10 handles, 40 ticks, 15 handles, 60 ticks. So 15 handles, I would have been in and out without any of this drama. Okay. So, and this is kind of messy. But let's see, what time is it? 10:10. We just took that out. Let's look at that. So let's see. This is proper. Just took that out, and then let's see. I'm still bearish, so let's go on the 30 seconds. I want I was gonna say I wanted that to get shifted through. We're still going up. Okay. All right. So now on the 1 minute we have that shift, and the buy side's been taken. So let's do that, and now we can do something like that. Let's see. Let's go into the 30 seconds. And where's the first fair value gap? This one. Well, that one too. Let's see which one they prefer to return to. Okay. All right, so we're selling here. Well, approximately. Okay. For right, we shouldn't deal with too much drama. Okay. Right. So if I was going to do any partialing, I'd partial right here and here on the way down. So we have 10 contracts. So I'm going to drop this. And let's take 5 off right here. See if it gets down there. All right, and in terms of stop loss management, let's go to the 1 minute. All right, we took this low out and we're in here, so I'm just gonna wait. Okay. Do some TPing right here. Okay, so 5 contracts off here. Get a little something, something. And down here, take off 2. When it passes that. All right, so that point I've done some more, and now we have 3 left to see if it's going to come down here. My stop loss would be right about here. Right. And continuing down. All right, and we're looking for this low right here. Okay, let's see how it behaves inside of this fair value gap. Now, in terms of a return for this price leg, approximation. So we're about the halfway point. Let's see how they behave inside of it. Okay. I'm going to take this low out. I'll take 1 off. There's a lot of fees there, right? Okay, so buy one back there, and then I just have two to see if it gets down there. My stop loss, move it above here. And then I would be stopped out there. Oh. And that's what I would leave with, minus fees. Okay, so what did I just learn? Being too impatient on the return and didn't really wait for the 1 minute proper shift and return. That's super important. And then this happened after 10 o'clock and gave us a lovely thing. Let's see, I don't trust, if it takes out this high, I don't trust it, and I'm happy to be stopped out at that point. Yeah, look at it, it's just rolling back up. So once we left this space, this should have been fine. And this tiny fair value gap should have helped and kept it going, but that's not what happened. So, survey says it has to be a decent, significant shift. Like if we leave this and we're here and they made a shallow run, and that's what shallow looked like, right? That's what the shallow run looked like. Shallow, shallow, shallow until we finally rolled through and did this. I don't know if they finally do, you know, okay. I don't know if they finally continue on down, but it's whatever. It's still a shallow run through this thing though, on the 5 minute. Other thing is on the 5 minute, we do have a shift in structure right here and a high, higher high traded through. So we do have a 5 minute breaker right here and relative, well, not equal lows, that's been taken. We have relative equal lows here and then ultimate sell side here. So for like a lunchtime run, I would like to see them to take this top out and then drop. So the time's 11:10, just gonna wait. All right, we took that top out right there, still going. All right, let's look at this. So what do we have? We have that taken out. And that would be weird for them to come back up in here. Okay, looks like they're coming in for a proper take of that. All right. So they've taken all of this buy side out. For me, they need to take this out. Or create something to take out. What time is it? 11:41. All right. Took that out. Moment, I'm only interested in shorts. And it's lunchtime, so I'm not gonna bother. Let's look at the 5 minute. Where are we reaching to? All right, this has been taken. Next buy side's up here. So there's a fair value gap right here. And for 15-minute highs that they're reaching for. Oh, interesting. Look at that. So if they were reaching for that, I already took it out. So what are they reaching for? 15 minutes was that. And now they look like they're reaching for that. So potentially they might just take that out first before turning. So let's see. Our lunchtime run, what have we done? We've already taken out all of this, so we just have to wait. Okay. Let's look at the 1 minute. And then all this buy side that's been taken. 5 minute, any kind of shift to the downside would have to be manufactured. All of this is still bullish, and we're at this order block right here. They would have to take this low out or manufacture a short-term low or intermediate term low. So I know do nothing. Still looks pretty bullish. Okay, so let's look at that. What have we done? All right, we took that out, that out. They're aiming, lunchtime looks like they're aiming for this liquidity up here. Was there a 30-second fair value gap right there? And we've taken all that out. I would just use one contract and test this out right here with a stop right there and aiming for that. Yeah. This is the micros, so one is good. Okay, so that's the 30 seconds, the 1 minute. Immediate rebalance. Fair value gap here. Is that one? Get below here. No, I used that one and ran off. I'm okay with missing it. So we're gonna run for that high on the 15-minute. Dude knows what he's talking about, man. I can't lie. What time is it? So I'd be just waiting for the afternoon. Just gotta wait. Okay. So what time is it? 12:55. Okay, so in terms of still just looking at the OTE areas here. All right, they came back into almost 0.79 fair value gap right here and then rolled right up. So from my perspective, they've been making their way up to this 15-minute high. They haven't gotten there yet to take it out. The next 15-minute low is here. So just gonna wait. Hold on. Let me just copy that. So this would be the next low that I would be looking for in the short term here. And then of course that one. And it'd be perfectly okay for me to just stop trading for the day. That's more than enough profit. One day. Okay. So let's go back to the 5 minutes. Let's look at the 1 minute. So we've come down here to this area here. And what do we have to play with? No breaker for me. No breaker is just like order blocks and fair value gaps. So this day seems very, very finicky. So let's see how they behave inside of this BISI. If this 5-minute BISI, if they close below it and use it to retest, then we would look for a continuation down. So let's see. And with everything, any kind of continuation up, we've taken short-term sell side here and here. So the 5-minute, the taking of this low would be a shift in structure. And then we would have a high, higher high, shift, and I would be going short. Until that happens, now if this was gonna be a continuation up, I wouldn't want to see this roll back down. We have this, well, this order block right here. So I'm gonna go back up to the 5-minute. It almost feels, like I said, if this turns into support, then I would go short from here. Let's look at the behavior. And what have we done? We took stuff out here. And then, do we have a 30-second fair value gap from here? Yeah, look at that. So that would have been that. Say that. It's a nice run right there, right? Look at that, using it as support. Nice run. Okay. For the moment, for the 5 minutes, high, higher high, traded through. This candle right here will be the breaker when it busts through. I mean, all of this, but seeing this breaker with this inversion fair value gap right here, we haven't taken this low out, so I don't have a real shift. And there it is. So I'll be dropping down by 1 tick, doesn't matter. 2, 1. Okay. So with that kind of shift, I still need. Okay. I'd be okay with something above here, and to take a short from. So this is the breaker. I want to see how it behaves inside of the breaker. This fair value gap. Okay, we've for this price lay, we've come into a premium, and there's a volume imbalance here at that spot. So let's see if we could do something like this. And then, what time is it? 1:20. So we just gotta wait. 2 o'clock will probably do the job for us. So we'll just wait and see what we get. Okay, 121. Okay, we rolled up into that where I wanted to go short. Okay, so this is why I'm waiting, because I could be wrong. But we did shift structure right here. What is above here? And like I said, this whole thing is a breaker. I wanted to see how they behave inside of most of this. They have to take out some level of buy side, which I see right here, potentially. So let's see. 3. Okay, let's go back to the 5 minute. So I don't expect this high to be taken out, but let's see if this is enough buy side for them. Like internal buy side liquidity. And we're at the top of the breaker here. That's all of this. Okay, so it's 4. What time is it? But they haven't. Oh, or maybe I'm just being stupid because so far they've been reaching for this. Maybe that's where they're going, and I'm just being facetious. And they took out the sell side here to continue that way. Let me think. They took that out, that out. Okay. And then, see on the 30-second. And then they shifted right there and gave us, they shifted there, left a fair value gap here. Huh. Let's see. Because, yeah, I'd have to see how they behave after this to be sure. So now we're on a 1 minute. So on a 30-second, if I'm looking for a short from here, after they've taken that out, and then shift on the 5 minute, well, what would that look like? Like that. That. Say we just look for that for the short term. And let's say I go with 5 contracts to test the puppy out. Let's see. Do we get back up here? Coming back up. Okay. So we sell there. Let's see. So my stop has to be above here, right? And then see. Because the fact that they haven't taken this is what's making me nervous, so that's why I've reduced how much. Now, I don't like that, so I'm going to flatten and go back up to the 5 minute, which gives away too much. Let's take that up. Because what he said was, if they're reaching for something they haven't gotten there yet, wait for a shift, wait for stuff to be taken, which they did here. And now it might be too late to get in on this action. Because, let's see, a long position would be like from here to here. And do that. Take it below this guy. Let's see if they would give us the opportunity. Okay, let's say we were to buy it there approximately. Okay, so I think my short was probably right. Because I'm about to be stopped out, maybe. Yeah. And there it is, flatten. So, trust the shift in structure. If there's no shift in structure, we're continuing on up. So taking out that buy side was correct. What time is it now? 1:52. Okay, 2 o'clock, about to come around. 3, 2, and 1. So at this point, we took that out. Excuse me. And then had a shift here. And let's see. The fair value gap, that 30-second fair value gap, that would have been our entry. The shift there would have occurred. This one would have been it. And then we had another one right here. But for 2 o'clock, see, we've already eaten into our profits, so we might not take any more trades today. But now it's 1:54. We have a higher high traded through. So now we have this breaker on the 1 minute, bearish, and this fair value gap. So let's see how they behave. We're coming back into the breaker, and if I'm being honest, I want to see where the discount would be, so looking for them to come up. Okay. Inside of this guy, what would my short look like? Okay, let's do that. It's 2 o'clock, so what are we aiming for? It's very ugly, so I'd be aiming for that. Assuming this is the buy side they were looking for, but this is so close though, I don't like it. Don't like it. So on the 15 minute, we haven't had a shift. On the 5 minute, we're just sort of going sideways. And we had a very shallow shift through that. Don't like those as much. So it still feels bullish. Because we haven't made it up there yet. A 1 minute breaker. So we took all that. We came back down into this guy. 4, 3, 2. So we have all of this. We haven't made it up here yet. We have all of this taken out. And we've returned. Okay, so we returned to the 0.62 area. Okay. And we've taken this high out, and now we're here. So if we were to take a long, we've already done this. So it would be my general expectation. Like, I don't trust it, so I would knock down, and I've already knock it down to 2 contracts with that. Okay. So if I were to buy that, let's see. So we've had sell side taken here. We got to get over that high for me to be right. This is with no bias, right? All right, so then that's good. So we have a lower low traded through. So now we have a bullish breaker right there. And if it comes back in here, I'll add some more contracts in there. So I'm gonna buy a little more there. Oh, all right. See how we behave. That looks good. Still inside of that. Needed to continue on up. Seriously? I don't like that very much. Sorry, lower traded through. So, let's see what we do right here. That doesn't look very positive. And on the 5-minute, that is not looking good at all. And we're hanging out in here. So we took all this out, so we shouldn't take this out. All right, let's go back up. Let's stick with what we got. And I would have been stopped out right there. So flattens, that would be me for the day. Oops. Be annoying if they continue up, but the short was the right play. Okay. So this is what was messing with me. You know, this 50-minute high. Let's see, if we waited for that to get taken. So we did, you know, we had this shift, which said to me, sorry, that was a short. Gotta work. So that was a shift in structure right there. And then they came back up where? So I gotta trust the shifts and don't worry about that. Because I said I've been taken there. Right, and it came back up into the 0.79 and we had this wick. And we took out some more up here. Okay. I'm trying to understand where I went wrong here. So shift here, all that, and then we broke it down here. What? And on the 1 minute, oh, 5 minutes, sorry. Okay, so 3. Okay, this is on the 3-minute we had that. 2 minutes, 1 minute. Do we have a fair value gap after that we could have trusted? So after this, what about the 30-second? Oh, we did. Jeez. Okay. So this shift after all of that for the short, we had that one. Oh, sorry. That's that. Then we could have been like, oh, let's wait for it to take that low out. With 5 contracts, that would have been, well, 10 actually, sorry. So if we're using the micro, right, came up to here, then we would have been selling right there. And then, let's see, there's another opportunity where after this shift right here, but stop would have had to still be over here. So again, we're just past 25 ticks, 5 handles. And we're like, and we just passed, well, 10 handles is 500. Sorry, let's not look at this on 30 seconds. So we just passed 10 handles. So if that's all we were looking for, we're looking for that low to get taken out, then we could have, taken our stuff there. Been happy. So what did I miss? Okay, let's flatten that. All right, so 5 minutes. So on the 5 minute here, this shift right here would have been what I would have used to expect lower prices, like the confirmation. We have buy side here, and waited 12:10, da da da. So if I waited for 2 o'clock, 120, 25, 30, 35, 150, right? If you waited for 2 o'clock and then 2 o'clock, okay. What if this Bissy right here could have been like once we drop below, I'd retest it. Okay, still doing all that. It's 2 o'clock, so we took out that high right here. So if I drop to a 1 minute, took out that high is 2 o'clock. So wait for fair value gap to form. Back up. Let's see how they behave. This. I want to turn it into an inversion fair value gap. Times it 223. So it behaves inside of it. Okay, and then it comes back up to it. We could have a stop like that, and then aim for the original lows I was interested in down here. This have to be above here. Okay, and let's say we do our normal. So if it comes back up, let's look at the 30 seconds here. Let's see. Do we have anything juicy? We have this. Okay, so let's see if it comes back up. Okay. No. It did come back up and tap it. So volume imbalance right there. Okay, so maybe we get this one right here. Okay, so I'm gonna sell right there. See if that works for me. Should have waited. Okay. Well, that's the heat we're at. Tap the buy side again. What time is it? So now I'm just waiting for the 250 macro to just run, you know? Okay. All right, so they did come back to where I wanted it to, use it as support. So gotta learn on work with that patience. So now I'm like, okay, so I have a couple places I want to take profit, right? So like right here, where'd it go? I want to take a couple of contracts off right there, right? So when it gets down there, we'll take half off, I think. Oops. You know, lock some of that mun-muns in. Okay, so that would be selling right there. Cool. So we would have that much. And then the other half we'll take down here. Well, let's see, we have this sell side down here, right? And we could probably do a fulcrum point, right? Let's use this high and this low. How far could we go? 1 or 2 standard revolutions is what we're looking for. So we just hit the 1 and 2's down here. All right, so let's take 3 off when we get to this here and then see if we can't run it down to there. Let's see. Okay. All right, so we've gotten that first one off. Let's see what we do. Okay. Now it's on the 1 minute. With that big long run, I'd like them to stay inside of this fair value gap. As for stops, my entry's here, which is kind of sucky. 1 revolution. I don't like it. So I might close it here because I wanted this to hold it because I'm too close. My entry was supposed to be here. So my stop loss would be where it should have been, up there. Going back into a negative seems stupid. This is acting as support, so I'm just gonna flatten right here and just make off with that. Let's go up to the 5 minute and see what we're dealing with. What time is it? 3:25, so probably get that nice drop after this. But that 1 minute fair value gap should have held and it didn't, so look at that, returning all the way back up. Gotta have rules. So 1 standard deviation from the high and the low was more than enough. And not trusting, yeah, look at that. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take a pause here. Gotta hit the potty. Okay, we're back. All right. So, what time did this start moving? 2:30, 2:40, 2:45, and then 2:50 was the drop. Nice. Okay, okay, I see you, I see you. All right, so I would have, this area here really messed with me. This shift, take that out, find the fair value gap after this shift up here. I gotta, after the shift, they really came right back up into this small fair value. Look at that. And they did it here, dropped, and did it again at 1:30. And then at 2 o'clock, closer to 2 o'clock, we had this shift after the bigger shift. This tiny fair value gap right here. Look at that. Hard to understand. Oh, look at that. Then we have this fair value gap, this shift. They came right back up into it right there. So if I had set an order right there and just waited, wouldn't have had to sit through all of that, all of this annoying stuff, and then just let it run. down to and take partials. That's 249 ticks. That's already way more than enough. I would have taken partials here. Oh, sorry. 1 minute. I like partials. So take partials right there, and then wait to see what would happen. Because this is the main draw. But on the 15-minute, was it though? Looking for like a low. Yeah, this is short-term low, but they took out that 15-minute candle right there. Okay. So that would have been the Monday. Okay. Let's make our way to the Tuesday. That's the Monday, that's Tuesday. Let's replay to here. Okay. Let's do the 1 hour and let's go back into the morning here. That's 4. Okay, 10. Okay. I'm just curious about the 8 a.m. move right there. Okay, so on the 1 hour, and we have this fair value gap here, this BISI. Actually, the base of this BISI. Let's go to this 15-minute. What did it look like? So we didn't take this high out. And we have this internal buy side. And so what do we have? 7:45. So it's 5 minutes. All right, so 7:55, we would have had a higher high traded through. So we would have this 5-minute. Higher. Well, guess not that one. So let's take that one. This 5-minute breaker right here. Bearish breaker. And then on top of that, we have, I don't think that fair value gap is in a premium. It is not. So understanding that, looking for a short from this general vicinity right here, and 15-minute lows here, like that. So I would take a partial off here, and then watch it as it goes down. So let's say we had or one mini amount right there. The 0.79's here. We've taken out a lot of things, even here, so we shouldn't expect them to take this high out. So let's see. And then the run at 8 o'clock, right? This, let's look at the 1-minute version of this breaker. High, traded through. So the 1-minute version of this breaker is about right here. So let me just use that one as a point of reference and see how we behave in this general vicinity. We're looking for an entry up here. Let's just wait. And we have this fair value gap, which is in this order block right here. So let's see what we do. What time is it? 59. If we're gonna go short, we've already tapped that. Let's back up a bit. Let's have them. Where is the halfway point? But with the breaker in there, discounts right up there. All right, so let's do this. And let's have stop up all that. And let's see if let's look at the fulcrum point from, well, So one standard deviation's right here, 145. There's this low right here. Let's see if we can get to 2 and take take sell sides right here. So 1.5 is about there. So, and from a, zoom in some more. Just curious about the 30-second option here. Is there anything up there? This. There's a volume imbalance right there. Let's see how they choose. So let's say I sell here. Once it leaves here, I can move my stop to break even. This to the 1 minute. Sometimes when it comes back into the breaker, sometimes it just taps it. So the other option too would be to look at this and see the behavior. Sometimes it gets there and then it just runs away. Okay. So here I want to take a little off. I like that I have contracts to work with there. I want to take a little off here. Now, this, once it tapped the breaker and dropped this, this would also be a great place for an entry if it comes back up. Okay, so we took that low out, so my stop loss would be just right above here. Right above there. And I'm gonna take, oops, take 3 contracts off there. Okay, so it does give us another opportunity for an entry. All right, so we're just gonna, we did sell, so let's buy right there. All right. It's not the best place to take some off, but I'll take a little bit off right there. You know, take a little more off though. Where's the one standard revolutions? Let's use this once it leaves here. Okay, 1 is all the way here, so and there's sell side under here, and I was looking at 2, which is all the way down here. So I should have taken maybe some off at the halfway point there. Okay. Let's see. So my stop loss would be right about here. Okay, so we're past the halfway point. I'll take 2 off right about there. Okay. Ah, should have just waited for right here. Okay, let's see. All right, coming in. I'll take at 1 standard, we've got 5 left. I'll take 3 off right here. Probably just use the, okay, stop loss would be moved to right about there since we've moved the structure along. Let's move that. So right about there. And you know what? Let's just do the stop loss to handle this. Let's come on down. Okay, all right. I'll take the 3 off there. Wanting this fair value gap to hold. It's in a premium. So right here, when we get to sell side, with 2 left, I'm gonna take 1 off there. All right, and then see, then the stop would get moved to right there, and then we'll see if we can make it down to 2. And so doing it that way would net me about that and extra fees. Holding it to 2 revolutions on the other hand, Let's see, what would that do for us? Let's put that back. If I just left it at 10 and just sold and just let it run, just out of curiosity. Wow, look at that. So holding for the full pole definitely nets you more than partialing, but yeah. And then just maybe we can do that. Because drop, make a place, we're gonna stop here, drop, make a place, stop here, drop, da da da, stop here, multiples, wait for this one, stop here, drop, stop here, drop, stop here, drop, stop here, and so on. That's what I would be doing if I was going to do the full pull. So this would be the run from 8. Look at it. It just started at 8 o'clock and then took off. Beautiful. All right, so then we'd have to see what 9:30 gave us. So right now, so what's this? This is the AM low. This is a PM low from the previous day, taken out. AM low from the morning, taken out. Well, I guess that's the AM low. Huh. All right, so now we're just waiting. 9:25, just 9:30. 9:30 saw us take out this low. And was there news? Oh, okay, so still nothing, okay. Okay, so 9:30 saw us do that. Okay, and 35, and roll back, 9:40, okay. So this point, it's 9:40, 9:45, okay. So at this point, let's look at what we have here. 2, 1. Okay, so at this point, we have a shift here, and I'm going to drop to the 30 seconds and see. All right, so we took out this low. We have this fair value gap. I will be quite happy. Do something like that, actually. Well, I want this fair value gap to become a inversion fair value gap. Being perfectly honest with you. Right there. And what time is it? 9:50. Where are we going? 2 minutes. Ah, come on, don't tell me stuff, because I know I'm taking a short. Be telling me stuff. Don't be foreshadowing things. Okay. So we're here. We have this fair value gap. Since we're here, I would have taken it from here and then had a stop. Let's do something like that. And just looking for the busy low here. All right, so let's sell that. See how much heat we're gonna. Okay. Down. And for fulcrum points, how far can we go? We have this, that, we got that. We're not even at the halfway point, but I'm gonna get out there. Actually, let's see. Can we make it to 1? see. All right, that's mean. Okay, we took it there. All right, I haven't gone anywhere. So 30 seconds. Okay, so we're still hanging about here. I'm okay. I'll take it all and be happy. That'll be me for the day. All right, y'all. It's time for me to go enjoy this Sunday. I'll probably do some more testing later. No video though. Happy trails. Be safe. Shakira out.